It is PGA Championship weekend. Oak Hill Country Club up in Rochester, New York. I, for one, am excited. I got an idea that somebody is going to be winning their first major championship this week. If you want to find out who, better stick around. Let's go. What up, everybody? It's your boy DFSUpNorth, aka Josh Thomas, my real name. And I'm here with DFS Army with another Dead by Noon PGA podcast where we are talking about the PGA Championship. It's glory's second chance, right? We had the Masters and now we got the PGA, the second major of the year, and we are at a fantastic golf course. I'm really excited about Oak Hill Golf Club, or Oak Hill Country Club, sorry. And I think it's really going to test the golfers this week and be a real challenge. It's my first time back in like 2 weeks. I tell you what, everybody, I don't know about you guys, but like, I got 3 kids and it's spring and we are doing sports and doing all this stuff. And I just have had like no bandwidth to do a video. So to our DFS Army VIPs, or if you've been looking for this the last couple of weeks, I am sorry. With Byron Nelson, like Wells Fargo, it was a fun couple of weeks. Guys have done pretty well, but now it's the PGA Championship. We have deep dived all week. My cheat sheets out for our DFS Army VIPs. Again, if you're not a VIP, you can use that code UpNorth. It gets you 10% off for life. And I am ready to go for this week. But first, before we get to who I think is going to win, right? I got a couple of leans here. I want to talk about the course. All right. So let's get to it. And this course preview is on the DFS Army website. You can find it right on the main page. It is free for you to read. And look at that beauty of a golf course. So Oak Hill Country Club, Rochester, New York, classic Donald Ross design, founded in 1901. The East Course has played host to like a ton of events, three U.S. Opens, 3 PGA Championships, the Ryder Cup, a couple of senior championships, and it is, again, like one of my favorite courses out there. We're going to watch this video here in a second, but the big thing about this course is that there's the Donald Ross original, okay, and then in the 40s and 50s, the Fazios came in. They tried to soup it up for like today's games, and they really kind of got away from what Donald Ross does. So like the undulating greens, the strategically placed bunkers. RTJ came back and helped a little bit in the early 90s, Robert Trent Jones Jr. And then just recently, 2019, I believe 2020, Andrew Green, who is one of my newest favorite architects, who's going through and redoing a bunch of courses. He really brought it back to the original of what Ross intended. And this course, guys, is a beast. Like I am telling you right now, we are going to see guys shooting 80. And I'll show you why here in a second, but really because he brought it back to what Ross intended. And that is a challenging and fair golf course. All right. So again, what was Ross known for, right? Undulating greens, okay? The greens are challenging to read. There's a lot of subtle contours in them that make it's not as easy as, okay, this side's higher, it's going to go left, whatever. Like, they are tough to read, all right? They're fairly decent size, okay? And you got to be able to putt here. A 10-footer is going to be tough, especially if this thing gets sort of firm over the weekend, okay? It's going to be tough. Strategically placed bunkers, all right? Off the tee, it is going to look a lot tighter than it is, right? But here's the deal with the bunkers. With the way that Green redid them, if you hit it into a fairway bunker, you hit in a fairway bunker, normally you're thinking, okay, I have no chance for birdie here. I'm 164 yards from the hole in the sand. Like if you hit into the fairway bunker this week, you are looking at, okay, I need to make bogey here and not double. They are penal, all right? You hit it you go bunker to bunker, you're dead. You're looking at double guaranteed because the bunkers around these greens are nasty, as you're going to see in a minute. But there are ways that you can attack this golf course and be successful, right? There are a lot of run-ups on a lot of these greens, as we'll see here in a little bit. And you can see how guys can, you can land it short, let it run up there, kind of die it into the green, which I think is going to be successful this week. We are going to get US Open type rough. We got some intel from guys on site that they are going to cut the rough on Wednesday. Just cut it down a little bit, and then they are going to let it grow the rest of the week. So by Saturday and Sunday, it is going to, like right now, it's nasty. Bobby McIntyre from Scotland said this is the toughest golf course he's ever played. So it's really interesting. Okay. So if I'm just going to play this here for a second, I'm going to go full screen on this. Just make sure you guys can still see me here. But yeah, it is nasty. This course is insane. All right, let me go. Can I make it anything but full screen? More options. A lot of the history, but you can see sort of the way this course looks here. He's going to talk through some of the changes that he's made. Like, look at what they wanted to do with these bunkers, and he achieved it. Like, look at how nasty that is. Like, you got that little run up, like I was talking about. I don't love square greens, but I do like that they kind of oblonged them. But these bunkers are nasty. Like, this was the original intent of the golf course, and Green brought it back, which is insane. Look at that. Like, that is a standard bunker around the green, and it's not going to come back. It's not going to come back. Like, this course is insane, you guys. He's talking about the trees that they cut. The members were not very pleased. But you can see, like, what a big boy course this is. You look at the bunkering. You are, like, at elevated greens, shaved off areas on the side there. Like, this is a beast of a course. Guys are going to make big numbers here. Somebody on day one, on the first hole, somebody that you played, maybe one of my core guys, like our boy Scudley said in the chat today, is going to end up making a 9 or something on the first hole, and you're going to go, what the heck, right? Okay, so it is, we're talking par 70, 7394, 4,500 square foot greens. There's only one water hazard. It's this creek that runs through, but it'll definitely in play. Guys will hit balls in the water this year. Much different than what it looked like in 2014 when Jason Duffner won here. The greens have been completely replaced. They're now bent grass. Fairways are bent in POA, tall, Kentucky rough. And this rough, guys, is nasty. So you look back to 2014, you think about, okay, can I compare it to then? 2014, we had an intermediate cut, all right, in the rough. The PGA said, hey, we don't want to make it too hard on these guys. So there was an intermediate cut, where they go here, fairway, a little bit thicker, and then a little bit thicker way off the side. We're not dealing with an intermediate cut this week. All right. There it is going to be nasty. All right. And again, we talk about some of the things that I think that you need to be successful here, right? Where the landing areas, the fairways are not wide, right? You got to be strong off the tee. And I think that distance is going to matter here. Some people have compared it to Winged Foot. I don't see it on. I think that you can bomb it here and be in good shape, but I think that just as, like, if you hit it 3, like, the advantage isn't. It depends on, I guess, where they tee, right? Like, if you can carry it 320, you're in good shape, right? But guys who can carry it or who can push it 300 plus on average, they're going to be fine. It's the guys that are looking at like 288, 289, 285 that I have a little bit more concern for. But a guy like Matt Kuchar, who's elite with his long irons, like, he's going to be fine here. All right. He hits at 288 down the center, has a hybrid into some of these par 4s. He's fine. All right. It's not, you're not hitting a wedge from 160 in the rough, but looking at what the course looks like this week, that might not be great either. Even John Rahm said he's taking some irons off the tee this week. So for me, you know what? I want to look at strokes gain off the tee. I want to look at strokes gain approach. I think around the green, though, and scrambling, we look at those bunkers. Let me just see if I can get a picture up here. Bunkers at Oak Hill. It is going to be nasty. You got to, like, if you miss the green, you are bringing in multiple big numbers, right? They got the every hole at Oak Hill here on the PGA website, or Golf Digest, sorry. Golf's hottest architect. I don't want to see your drone tour. I just want to see pictures. There's that creek that runs through. This is a good article, actually, that you can read. I read this the other day. But yeah, like, look at the bunkering here, right? You miss, you're dead. This is what, 18 it looks like. Yeah, 18. Okay, like, they tuck this pin back here, and you're set up over on the side, like in these bunkers. There's no room. There is no room. Okay, and you're gonna get a ton of awkward lies. In there, it is like, you got to be good around the greens this week. Like, plain and simple. That's really what it comes down to, is you have to be good around the greens, and if you're not, like, you're gonna be in trouble. All right. So I know we always talk about, like, well, you can just ball strike your way to it. And I think we are going to see less than 50% on some of these things. We're going to see less than 50% of fairways or of greens in regulation here. So if you don't have that good around the green game, good luck, right? So I talked a little bit about like what I'm thinking here for the event. I'm not typically right now when we make these videos, I would show you my cheat sheet, right? I tell you who my core plays are, who I like, kind of what I'm looking at. But since it's major week, I'm keeping that for the VIPs. All right. You'll maybe get an idea as we talk about building lineups. I'm going to show you how we're going to build 150 in the DS this week, which is the DFS Army's domination station. But for now, like I'm keeping that info for our VIPs because I think that's what they pay for, right? And if you want to become a VIP, do it. Use that code UpNorth. Let's go. You can find out. Like I wrote a ton this week. But okay, talk about single entry first. And because we never give FanDuel any love, and I hate FanDuel, we are going to go over here and I am going to show you what I'm looking at for a single entry this week. FanDuel, here's the thing. FanDuel doesn't get a lot of love, right? And mostly because the pricing is kind of funky and you don't necessarily need to, make hard decisions. And it also doesn't get love because it doesn't let us get CSVs of tournament results and look at ownership. So suck it. But over here, you get 60,000, so you got a little bit more to deal with, right? But I am looking, okay, let's say single entry. This is a contest with 35.71, only $1 entry fee, so we can get a little funky here. But for me this week, right, I'll tell you one of the big fades I'm making is I think Brooks Koepka is priced outrageously on every site. I have no interest in Brooks this week. I think JT's way too expensive here. I love Cantlay, but we're gonna start with my boy Tony the Tiger. Everything I do this week, it comes up Tony. All right, so I love Tony this week. And then I want to sneak in a couple other guys. The one guy that I think is going to be nasty this week, he's got the short game to do well here and is going to be way under owned, and that's Sungjae, especially on FanDuel. We got Sungjae priced higher than Cam Smith, right? I think Cam Smith is maybe is he my favorite live play? Potentially my favorite live play this week. Another guy with an elite short game, makes cuts, does well. Sahith Theegala. So I got 97 left. So let's kind of dig down here and see if we can find not a turd, but somebody cheap that we can go to that gives us some room to maybe mess around. Casey's withdrawn. He's not in the tournament anymore. Seamus Power is really cheap over here. Really high on Seamus Power. Really high on Ryan Fox this week. Bez is way too cheap on FanDuel. Talked about Robert McIntyre, but a guy that I'm going with over here is Taylor Moore at 8,000, right? And again, like you can just build the nastiest lineups over on FanDuel, which makes it hard too because you can't play a guy that you're like, oh, he's just going to finish 30th, right? He'll be fine. On DraftKings, like a cheaper guy that finishes 30th gets you there in GPPs, right? But on FanDuel, just because of the pricing, it doesn't. So, okay, so we put in Taylor Moore. He's cheap. I think he fits this course perfectly. Really high on him. Another guy I love is Cantlay. So if we go Cantlay, man, I can just go 10,000 here. So this contest only has 3,000. I don't need to get super unique. But you can leave a lot of salary on the table. That's an easy thing to do. Ricky Fowler, he's got the connection. He's Butch Harmon's his coach, but Craig Harmon works with him as well. And Craig was the pro here for 41 years, which is insane. Somebody in this range is gonna pop off, right? Like Poston, no, he's way too expensive. Like again, I think Chris Kirk is an elite DraftKings play because he's gonna finish 30th. Like he's gonna make some birdies, he's gonna be fine. Don't love him over on FD, especially yeah, man, it's hard to make a decision here. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I think this is a tough course. Oh, I'm only 10-1 from Cam Smith. Oh, I do love Sam Burns this week. I think that he's going way overlooked. If this wasn't a contest that was much more like if there was 50,000 entries in it, I would play Sam Burns here because I think that's a great play. Gosh, can I do anything? Can I get off somebody? No, I love all of these guys. This is tough. You know what? Maybe it is Sam Burns. I do love Patrick Reed this week. Hatton. Yeah, I don't mind that. That makes me a little funkier. I leave 300 on the table. you know, you're fading that entire top range, which is scary. But I think guys like Finau, Cantlay, people like that have as much upside, if not more, than even guys like Rory. Rory has zero floor, like zero floor. I love that Tiger talked to him. He's going to fix his swing a little bit, but it's not ideal by any means, given his current state. So that's where I'm going on FanDuel. Let's talk now about GPP. All right. So if we go to our DFS domination station, we use DraftKings, Classic, PGA Championship. Somebody asked us in the chat today too about what is your setup for 150. All right. Well, okay. So I'm gonna go through exactly how I would set up my 150. All right. You want to follow it, that's fine. But the first thing I do is I'm gonna go tournament. I guess my 150 depends on what I want to look at here. So I don't think you need to use all the salary. I don't think you need to even get super unique. But if you want to just give yourself a little bit of a, hey, I'm not going to dupe with anybody, especially like mini max, right? Something like that, where you're building 150 lineups for $75. There's 150,000 in there, and I don't like if I win 5,000, I don't want to split that with anybody. The chances of that happening aren't great, but you can make yourself a little bit unique by going like 4,600 or 40. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really do much to your exposures and things like that. Okay. I don't care about forcing. I don't care about a ownership cap. I want to put 150 lineups in, 2 uniques. I like that. I want to get some uniques, and then I like about 20% randomization. All right. Okay. Players not found. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Children. Oh, I got 156 guys and exclusions. Because why? Why am I excluding everybody? Did I change the fantasy points? Oh, they don't have a projection in on their fantasy points yet in there. So now, can I go to 0? No, it's going to go to 0.1. All right, so now we got to look at if you wanted to load your own projections, right? And can we do that here? User uploadable projections. Can I go to our Google Sheets and upload our projections? Let's go to the research station. No, you know what? It's not going to let me do that. And I don't want to show you guys my cheat sheet. So guess what? We're not doing 150. Here's all our projections. Can I just copy? Will it let me copy and paste it over onto the thing? That would be so handy. All right, let's just try this. If I get it into the CSV, will it work? This is like real time. I'm not sure why they're not in the DS yet, but we'll see. All right, paste it. Come on, baby. Yep. All right, you guys can't see this, but it's working. Okay, let's go. Okay, save. I don't have projected ownership in yet. That's fine. Upload. Let's see. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. All players. There we go. It is in under rating. Oh, it's under rating? Is that what I wanted? Let's see if it just makes me a lineup. Okay, we're just gonna love a couple of guys first and just see if it makes us a lineup, and then I can go back and optimize. Change later. I might have uploaded it into the wrong side on there. Oh, okay, there we go. We're good. We're good. It's giving me a lot of Ricky Fowler. Interesting. Okay. All right. Okay. Now let's go back. Since this is working now, we can actually go through it, and I will show you how I am setting it up. Oh, it excluded these guys because I loved them. Oh, this whole thing is a mess. This is not going to work. So, all right, we're going to get this fixed. All right, we're going to get this fixed. In the meantime, again, I don't know why nobody has told me that it's not working yet. But in the meantime, hit me up, DFSUpNorth, at DFSUpNorth. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me in the DFS Army Discord. And yeah, and you know what? Maybe we'll try to do another video tomorrow where this is actually working and we can get it going. So have a great night, everybody. We will chat soon. Cheers.